Hello everyone, welcome to Brown Struggle in Canada. If you don't know me, I am B and I post lifestyle and travel videos. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel and we'll get right into the video. I currently live in Canada and I moved here after completing my education in UK. I have lived a similar amount of time in both of the countries. I usually get asked a lot of questions about why I studied in UK when I wanted to get settled in Canada. Today, I'm going to answer all of those questions, and in doing so, I hope I provide some useful insight into how you can make your decision if you are trying to choose between UK and Canada to study and settle abroad. So first, let's get right into all the factors that helped me make my decision and why I chose UK for my study. And before I get into all the details, I did a master's degree of business administration from Edinburgh Napier University in Scotland, UK. Let me get into all the factors that helped me in making my decision. The biggest one was my career. I wanted to get a degree that is recognized worldwide, and if I go back to my home country, I would be able to land a higher management position or even possibly start my own business at some point. And without a doubt, UK's education has a reputation to be some of the best in the world. The second biggest factor was the tuition fee. Most of the universities in UK offer a partial scholarship to attract international students from all around the world. For me, this made the tuition fee much more affordable compared to any other public universities in Canada. And I only had to pay £3,500 to get my CAS letter. Now, CAS is the confirmation of acceptance for studies letter that you need before you can apply for your visa. Another thing that I was looking at was the education requirement. Both Canada and UK had a very similar education and IELTS requirements. When I was comparing the education requirements on the university websites of both countries, I did not see a major difference, but I would definitely say that Canada's education requirements were a little bit more strict than UK, but overall not a big difference. And the next one is finding a part-time job and being able to cover your own expenses while you're living there. I believe finding a job anywhere in the world requires a lot of effort, and in my case, I was very determined and I was able to find a job within the first week of landing in Scotland. I started working as a part-time restaurant manager, and I also worked as a student ambassador for my own university. And from that student ambassador role, not only I was earning an hourly wage, I was also able to get another £1,000 scholarship that helped me with my remaining tuition fee. So in both Scotland and Canada, you're only allowed to work 20 hours a week as a student. So I had to balance both of my jobs in those 20 hours while I was studying there. So that could be another factor to consider if you're planning on working multiple jobs as a student. So the next one is the proof of fund requirement. Even though the proof of fund requirement for both countries is pretty much the same, there is an oversight that people do not consider, that you have to invest 10,000 Canadian dollars in a GIC account before applying for a study visa to Canada. I know there will be a lot of students who will say, okay, this is your money you will get back when you land in Canada. Yes, you can get it back, but you cannot withdraw them altogether. Rather, the bank will give it back to you in small installments every month for your expenses. The next factor is visa processing time. I don't know how much COVID has affected the visa processing time of both countries, but most commonly UK study visas are processed much faster as compared to Canadian study visas. In my case, the overall process of submitting the visa application, booking an appointment, submitting the passport and getting the passport back only took 2 weeks, and I was able to get my passport back within 4 days. Even though it is a lot of hard work managing different things in these countries, after living for 2.5 years in UK, I realized that this was something that I would want to do for the rest of my life, because I was seeing that with all the hard work I was putting in, I was also progressing. And that's when I decided that I want to settle down abroad. Now that's where the things got really tricky, because there were no postgraduate work permit given to students at that time after graduating. And even finding the independent work permit was almost impossible because you need a company to sponsor you to work in UK at that time. And that's when I decided to look into other options, and the processes in Canada seemed the most desirable. And the next most common question that I get asked a lot is, did your UK degree help you in finding a job in Canada? Well, the answer is yes and no. My UK degree did help me in finding or landing a job, but in order to progress in my career, I still had to do a 2-year diploma in Canada. Well, unfortunately, this is the most common scenario in any specialized job in Canada. You are either required to do a diploma in Canada or you have to get a license to do that particular job in Canada. Now, this brings us to the most common question, that which country should I choose to study if I want to settle down eventually? And my answer to that is, obviously, if you can afford it, choose the country where you eventually want to settle down in. This is because this will not only give you the chance to get used to the culture of the country, but to make more connections, take advantage of all the opportunities that are there in that country that can eventually help you settling down in that country. And in my opinion, the easiest for that would be Canada, because you have several permanent residency programs that can help you settle down in Canada after your studies. And thank you so much for watching the video. If this video can even help a single person making their decision, that would mean a lot to me. Don't forget to share it with your friends who are deciding to study abroad. If you have any questions, you can ask them in the comments below. Now it started to rain, I should better run. And if you're interested to know how I became eligible to apply for my PR within 1 year and how I did it all by myself, comment below. I'll make sure I make a video on that. Thank you. Bye-bye.